But as we look at going into winter meetings, Cameron, it seems like with as far as some of the bigger names go, you're hearing Ohtani talk possibly getting $600 million. The Boston Red Sox are already out of that sweepstakes, and then it's been really where's Juan Soto going to be? You hear about Toronto is going to be mentioned in there, and then I don't know, like somebody asked a question on Twitter and about the Tigers being like the kind of dark horse, and apparently also with Yamamoto, who has been the Giants are just pushing hard. Apparently that he may not end up signing this week, but I don't know. There's a lot of storylines here, but let's start with as that dark horse candidate, Cameron. I mean, they honestly believe that the Tigers are going to spend.
Uh, I believe Scott Harris has the permission to spend if he wants. I don't know if he's going to go as high as some people would like him on a Japanese pitcher, um, but I think their hats in the ring. Scott Harris hasn't tipped his cap at all, really. I don't think since he joined the Tigers, so it's really hard to say. I hope the Tigers are a dark horse, but I mean, outside of a few John Morosi tweets, we have nothing to really back that up.
Yeah, it was to the point where when I was talking to Chris Mikowski, who's going to be on with us later this week after the winter meetings, he said that he's like he's just it's super quiet, and so but as far as where Juan Soto goes, isn't it strange? We're here sitting and talking about this that this guy Juan Soto is already going to be on his third team, and he hasn't reached that big contract yet, has he?
Yeah, he's still arbitration, and he's only what 25.
Yeah,
Like, I mean, generational talent. I tweeted earlier this week that I'd rather have the Tigers trade for Soto and sign him long term than to go after Otani. I just I love what Juan Soto. I love what he brings. I wish I had the tweet pulled up, but the Padres are off asking a lot for him, and the Yankees aren't wanting to budge. So I'm hoping the Tigers can maybe give the Padres a little something that the Yankees aren't willing to give, because it seems like the Padres want a lot of arms and the Tigers have some to give out.
yeah. And the Yankees, in terms of arms too, they traded quite a bit in the last couple seasons to acquire some talent. So their system right now is not as deep as it once was with arms. So I actually don't blame New York because if you look at the free agency market right now, the Yankees are pretty much as far as what you can spend on pitching. I mean, it's kind of limited on what they can do or get. I mean, they could get Blake Snell who knows where the Yankees are going to go with that. But it just seems like Brian Cashman and has been more reserved about. You used to think like 10, it was 10, not even it was 10 years ago. The Yankees were always mentioned as a place. It was always going to be the Yankees or whomever else. But now it just seems like it's a lot quieter. And if they're not willing to give up those kind of prospects, yeah, the Tigers could give. I mean, you could talk about three or four, possibly, yeah, three, possibly even five arms up for Juan Soto. I do it.
I'd give them Matt Manning, Ty Madden, someone from the bullpen they want, and then another someone else in AAA or AA that they want. Like, for 1 year, that's just for 1 year of Juan Soto and hopes of getting to keep him for long term. And I think whoever pulls off this trade, it's going to be like going back to like Miguel Cabrera trade. It's going to be like a blockbuster type thing.
Yeah, and there's going to be a lot of in terms of like prospects that will go back and if the Tigers see the thing is that well, even with that 1 year deal, it's almost like your history repeats itself. Do the Tigers do another Juan Gonzalez deal? And I don't know about that. See, I remember the whole Juan Gonzalez deal when it was happening, and I was just graduating from high school, and it's just like, oh, it's like, come on, he's not going to come here. You could tell his body language, everything. He did not want to be here, and I just rather the Tigers, if they're going to give up prospect capital, I would want reassurances that at least he's going to sign here long term, because then otherwise you waste all that depth you built up for nothing. And
So I guess Soto is a Boris client, I believe. Um, and maybe Harris has tipped his cap a little bit, not to get into Spencer Turnbull too much. but Spencer Turnbull was given a full year of service time. There's logistics and stuff in that since he was supposed to be on the minor league IL and stuff, but I'm thinking the Tigers gave Boris wanted a little favor, so the Tigers just gave it to him in hopes of keeping Boris on their good side and being able to get the negotiations rolling on some of these better players that the Tigers actually want.
I like that thinking there, Cameron. I like that. You do me a favor, I'll scratch your back, I'll scratch your back. Yeah, I could see that because this is a completely different negotiation staff with Harris and compared to speaking to Al Avila. So yeah, I could. You want to get off to a good start with that too.